When I was a child, I was terrified of standing in front of a crowd. I've never liked being the center of attention, and school plays, concerts, and presentations scared me so badly that I could hardly function. I'm assuming my parents were at a loss until my dad gave me a cheap plastic Santa pin. He told me that it was a magical pin, that it had been imbued with a little of Santa's magic, and if I felt afraid, rubbing it would release some of that magic and take my fear away. So, there I was, rubbing a plastic Santa furiously while performing in the next Christmas concert. I'm fairly certain my parents laughed the entire time. I left my belief in magic charms behind with that small boy who fervently believed that a plastic Santa pin would whisk my fears away. But there are many adults who haven't. Maybe you're one of them. Perhaps you have a lucky coin, piece of clothing, or other such object. Maybe you perform a small ritual before doing something momentous, or avoid bringing bad luck on yourself by avoiding black cats or walking beneath a ladder. Most people would consider these sorts of objects or beliefs fairly harmless, but this belief can take on a more sinister aspect, and we're going to explore that in this video. While I was researching my last video about the Icelandic belief in elves, I ran across the belief in necropants. I have to admit that it was the necropants that first tweaked my interest in magical charms. So, you're living in poverty and need a way to make money quickly and steadily. Necropants are the way to go. What you need to do is get consent from someone to use their skin after they've died of natural causes. Once they die and are buried, you simply dig up the body and flay the skin, in one piece, from their lower body. Then you steal a coin from a widow and stick it in the scrotum of the pants, along with a piece of paper with this symbol on it. Then wait for the coin to flow. Oh, and the pants would stick to your own skin, and you could use them for the entirety of your life. If you told a family member about your poor taste in fashion accessories, you could pass the pants on after you died. However, you had to be careful who saw you wearing the necropants, because you could be burnt alive for sorcery. While gross, the necropants didn't have fatal consequences for the people involved. Unless you were caught by the authorities, of course. However, the next few examples do, and may be disturbing to some people. So if you're squeamish or sensitive to those types of stories, particularly the harming of animals and children, then you might want to turn off the video now. If you're still here, you may remember my video on vampires, where murderers in Malawi killed small children and used their body parts to fashion charms that were supposed to increase the wealth of the wealthy businessmen who purchased them. They often used the tongue and genitals from children under 19 years of age, and the body parts from children 9 and younger were particularly coveted.
Hey. Ewana. Waikoma. Kupanga nyifo ya mundu. Haya ni maji ya mundu wakufa.
This is a collection of gruesome charms confiscated from witch doctors who use human body parts muthi.
Iche chikawa cha kuingiranga wandu. Kuti mundu wazwete, wasove, ni ichi. Wakachipanda pamulyango. Chakoma wandu wavichi, wanande. Mukatemo muli vimangwala na viwanga vya wandu kuti chinthu ichi chendenge kukhalanga nchijini.
Daniel believes body parts muthi does work and is extremely powerful, but he is also clear it is evil.
Kakugulisanga njunga hapa mbweno waruta kuwasinganga wampalia kuti akakome muntu.
Not only are human beings targeted, but animals such as hummingbirds are also routinely slaughtered in the name of magical charms. Despite federal and international wildlife laws protecting undocumented hummingbirds from being bought and sold, there's a thriving underground market for hummingbirds to be used in love potions and charms. In one YouTube video I watched, the owner of the channel outlines how to perform a love spell, which uses various ingredients, which include rum, perfume, and a love oil she's concocted using the corpse of a dead hummingbird. She creates a magical charm, which you're supposed to work, meaning you play around with the jar every night before going to sleep. According to a National Geographic article I read on this subject, one saleswoman quoted the journalist $500 for one of the love jars. Some cultures believe that hummingbirds have mystical properties, kind of like some people believe a rabbit's foot will bring them good luck. And this belief is often rooted in ancient mythology. For example, quote, in Aztec mythology, the hummingbird represents the powerful sun god Huitzilopochtli, who was conceived after his mother clutched hummingbird feathers to her breast. The Inca even used the feathers in their clothes, sacrifices, and architecture. End quote. And supposedly Texas and Mexico are two hot spots for these types of charms. Quote, "These days, in addition to being powerful love tokens, hummingbirds are considered messengers from the heavens and road openers for travelers." Mark Lee recently met a former narcotics detective who encountered dead hummingbirds in shrines used by the drug cartels to pray to the patron saints for safe passage, good luck, and protection from the police. Federal agents posing as customers usually find hummingbirds for sale at botanicas in little plastic bags containing a satin-wrapped bird and a love prayer. Average price, $45. Texas has been a hotspot. In 2013, a man named Carlos Delgado Rodriguez, who owned a botanica in Dallas, offered the undercover Mark Lee a wholesale discount, 35 chuparosas, which are dead hummingbirds, for $770. End quote. Habitat loss has caused hummingbird populations to drop, but the illegal killing and trafficking of these birds is likely to put a new, and completely unnecessary, strain on their population. While believing in magic charms isn't necessarily harmful, it can have very real consequences for the people and the animals we share the planet with. I think I've shown that belief in magical charms can definitely matter. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share. If you're able, support on Patreon is always greatly appreciated, and the funds help me pay for things like the stock photos I used in this video, as well as upgrades to equipment and so on. These videos are rarely monetizable, they take a lot of time and effort to make, but I enjoy it immensely, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and cheers.